So I've got this set up also for our model Reagan. We styled her in this gold dress with some flowers. Why not make it fun? Again, this is very versatile because we just threw up my classic small backdrop, Oliphant backdrop, to go with the color of this dress. Let's just play around and see what modifications I can make to make this work exactly for this space. So I'll take a test shot, but I also want to show you our bounce. It's going to be beautiful, but I want to show you the bounce surfaces. So for this setup, I've got the same thing. At the back there is my one light source. It's actually really quite bright. If I was to have a lot of flare, I would make sure first that the front of my lens is clean. So that's firing there. Then we get a lot of that bounce from this V-flat right there. And also I want to show you the rest of the room is also bouncing some of that light. So it's coming really from the entire environment. And actually the size of the studio, again, is working against us here because the light has to travel so far to get to the back. When I shoot this in my studio in New York, it's a little bit tighter. I don't have to put a V-flat right here because I have a wall right here. But we are actually in a little bit of a smaller space, and this works really beautifully. I've also got the ceiling blocked off there with a V-flat, very beautifully, I might add. But this is an insight into like how I actually shoot. We could adjust the backdrop to bring it up, blah, blah. But the reality is we threw it up there, it stayed. Let's shoot. Much more fun than trying to make everything perfect all the time, always. Who wants that? All right. So again, I'm maxed out on the power of my light. That's absolutely beautiful. It has that billion light sources quality. She is in the shadow of that tree, absolutely being lit so softly. And because this V-flat is on this side, bouncing most of the light, it also has that directionality. Let's try putting this V-flat directly on the opposite side here. Magnus, would you help me with that? Perfect. It's lovely, Reagan. Stunning. And the texture in that dress is also so nice. It comes through. Yeah, right next to the camera. Come here, perfect. There we go. Excellent. So let me see how that looks. Perfect. So now that I've got the V-flat on the other side, we have most of the light bouncing from the opposite side. So again, in your space, this is going to be different. You want to see where the light is bouncing around and try out different things. So I want to try two other things. Let's take the ceiling off. Magnus, if you could. Perfect, and then I'll see. And it should spill over. This is precarious. Hang on, I'll help you. Oh, magic. Good, no one got harmed. There we go. Good, Reagan right here. Beautiful, we should get that beautiful spill over the top. I love that. I think that's what, oh my God, you're gonna love this. This is, by the way, a perfect example of a client interaction. If I'm shooting something and I really like it, I don't have to show them. I'm just, that energy, that excitement that I really feel when I'm shooting something nice, I'm gonna communicate that to my subject. Like, you're gonna love it, Reagan. It's beautiful, just so classic. Okay, perfect. And then the other thing I want to try, and I'm just riffing into the shot here, seeing where we can end up. Let's put a black V-flat as the background and see how that feels. I really like the classic feeling of this, but it might even just pop up nice. Bring it in as the background. You're good. It's just this thing moving. Sorry, Reagan, thank you. Perfect. Yeah, and leave it like that. Perfect. And I'll have you stand right in the middle there. Beautiful. That's also just fantastic. I think we'll shoot both on the black background while we're here. And again, this setup, if I only had to shoot one setup, this would be it. It's so perfect every single time. If you figure it out in your space, it's just gorgeous. Take a tiny step this way, Reagan. Perfect. And again, I'm having to shoot slow because the refresh rate on my light, it's just so stunning. Okay, so let's find here the really like slinky, that like into the hip, perfect, beautiful. Yeah, and I'm having to wait until the light refreshes. I love that light coming over the top. Take a little step forward towards me. Yeah, perfect. And again, that changes the shot as well, changes how much light she's gonna have on her. Bring your chin directly to me. Beautiful, beautiful. And here we could even pretend, Regan, what I'm gonna try, I'm gonna have Magnus help us with this, is I'm gonna have Magnus lean against this wall, and we're gonna make it a right angle, and you can sort of lean against this. Yeah, perfect. And if you come forward a tiny bit more, do you feel like you can lean on that? He's very strong. Perfect. Good. If you had a real wall, then you could have your subject lean on it. Perfect. Yeah, Regan, energy here. Good. Let's get fresh face, fresh face. Yeah, exactly. There it is. Lovely. Oh, that's just stunning. It's a completely different look than we had before for her. I love this. Regan's really beautiful. Let's drop the flowers down, like right into the hip crease here, so you've got your one leg forward, put the flowers right in there. They're dangling down. So turn them, I'll show you, here. So right like that. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, lovely, yes. Beautiful, right there. Don't move a muscle. That's great. Bring your chin to me slightly. Yeah, a little friendly thought here. Beautiful. That's absolutely stunning. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Get that shot. Excellent. Fantastic. Good. Let's shoot this with the black. You can hang out in the middle. Let's shoot it with the black V-flat gone. Beautiful. And then I'll just also, for the sake of trying different things, I'll bring this V-flat back over here. Perfect. Lovely. And let's shoot on this classic Felix backdrop. Perfect. Regan, take a tiny step this way. Yeah. Split the difference. Good. Thank you. Beautiful. You're going to die when you see these images. Perfect. Beautiful. And look at that beautiful highlight coming over the top. I'm actually going to have a little collaborative moment with my makeup artist here. Patty, have a look on the screen. Come through here. And I just want you to see, because I think we can, this is a beautiful hair moment, don't you think? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's lovely. So yes, maybe we could just bring some hair in from this other side here, just to give that story, and then waft it, yeah? Perfect.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, she says. Good. And again, if you don't have a makeup artist, that's fine. You're going to have to do more yourself. That's the way it goes, you know? It just adds time, which is also not a bad thing. Perfect. And again, the drawback is I have to shoot slowly, but I think it's worth it. Okay, we're going to do the wafting. 1, 2, 3. Oh, too much. But it kind of works, actually. That was great. You were like, beautiful. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3. Yes. And what I'm thinking, Patty, is if we do it from here.
A little further. Okay.
Maybe from.
Yeah, a little less.
From the side.
Perfect.
So it's not coming from below. I know it's like
because
tricky.
I was pushing up.
Yeah, I was pushing up. So if we make it sideways, it's going to feel like a really dramatic movie poster. Yeah. Perfect. But this is going to be so beautiful. Okay. And 1, 2. You can go a bit closer if you want. Exactly. Getting it just right. 1, 2, 3, go. There. Oh, that's great. Yes. Yes. Good. Let's bring the flowers back, so flip them around again. Yeah, beautiful. This is just like fantastic. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Nice. It's really nice. Did we have something beautiful there? Okay. 1. We have to go strong.
Stronger.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. It doesn't. So the little, can I have that for a second? So here, the thing, it's tricky, right? But what you want to do, Patty, stand here for me for a second. It's wafting with the waft board is actually, it's not, you're not making a fan out of it. You're pushing the air. There you go, I caught it, right? Like if I push the air. So if we have to do it from up here, we have to catch the air and push it at her, right? It's tricky, I know, but you're good at it.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'm showing everyone else, you know? Okay, and 1, 2, 3, go. Push, yeah, there it is. 1, 2, that was great. 1, 2, 3, yeah. 1, 2, 3, yeah. 1, 2, 3. It's coming too much from below now. So you have to, Patty, I would hold it up higher and do it sideways. Yeah. Okay, ready? Go. It's coming. The B flats are, there we go. Perfect. Stay, stay, stay. I like this. Just give me, Patty, just go, just here on this side. Just bring it back a touch. Yeah, perfect. No, that was good. I like that. Yeah. Put it in your mouth. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay, I like what's happening right now. So let's not worry about it, Patty. That's good. Thank you. Beautiful. Yeah, good, Reagan. I think that's just wonderful. So again, we could, give me that actually, Patty, the little board. Perfect. We could do, you know, like little bounce moments, negative fill, positive fill. This is just foolproof. It works every time. The moment you've got it set up in your studio, we are now really under the tree. The sun's out. Everything is bouncing perfectly around your studio. It's absolute magic. It's one light. We did use the most powerful light that I have with me. You have to shoot a little bit slower, but the payoff is absolutely incredible. With our model, Reagan, photographing someone with strong features like this, again, we're using the environment as a modifier, and we left the light, it open on the top so that light was spilling in above and lighting her hair here. The thing that stands out to me immediately is that shimmer of the dress. So let's just crop out the, I'm going to hit C for crop. I'm going to crop out the line of the V-flat behind there. There we go. Don't tell anyone. And I'm just going to play around because this is already so beautiful. She pops off the backdrop a little bit as I add contrast, but I'm going to be so subtle with this. Maybe we can warm it up a little bit just to give her skin tone that little bit of a lift. I don't think bringing up the shadows helps us here. I could even bring them lower. Look how that just pops off. Beautiful. Brightness, exposure adjustment. We've got such a strong image because you don't need to do much else. We've already got in lighting. And I just love this idea, this concept of while you're shooting, you've got the camera tethered. You can see what's happening. As an image like this pops up and you've got the light just right, in such a simple way with one light bouncing around in your space, I just get inspired as I'm shooting this. And the image is already so close to being where I want them to be. You know, we're shooting in RAW, so it might be a little flat, might have a little, we've lost a little bit of that contrast that we would have on a JPEG. But you can bring that back so easily. I've spent 2 minutes on this image, not even, and I've got something that I can use with minimal cleanup. The dress, I wonder if we could do a little bit more on it, but I just think we're already in such a good place. Maybe a little more contrast, but I'm watching for really those highlights on her face are going to get a little bit too much if I do too much contrast. So subtlety, again, is key. I'm happy with where we are here. Maybe I could bring the levels in a little bit. Oh, look at how that pops. But I don't want to go too far because I'm going to lose the definition in the hair. To me, this is already so beautiful. I don't need to do anything else with this. Leaving that ceiling open to let the light spill over the background takes this from a great image to a fantastic image for me. just to show you a little bit of a different feeling for the environment as the modifier. It's a very similar setup to what we've done before. Again, she's on the dark backdrop, just on a V-flat world, V-flat, folding V-flat, lovely, clean and new. And we're doing a little bit more of a casual streetwear look, and it will still look beautiful and soft. And again, we're just using one light bounced into our background over here. You can see that there, bouncing off our bounce surface, bouncing off the environment really nicely. All of those little light points are giving us, combining to give us a really soft, beautiful light on our smiley Jenna over here. Yes, beautiful. That's really nice. And it's like so rich. So let's try that without having the ceiling covering it. I use the word ceiling loosely here, but you know, we make do with what we have. These extra backdrops are just here from a previous shot that we did, so they're not really a part of it. You don't need all of that behind there. Just makes it a little bit. That is beautiful. That light on you is just fantastic. Excellent. I'm going to make this a bit of a portrait moment. Good. Maybe we make it a little friendlier here. Jenna, yeah, perfect. Good. Let me have you standing. Nice. That's actually great. Yeah, the hands together like that. That's pretty cool. Give me a chin up a bit. Really nice. And I'm using the fact that the light is coming over the top here when we've removed the ceiling. It's really nice. I'm going to ask hair and makeup to come in and just get some of these flyaways sorted, but I'm using the light coming over here. I don't mind that it's bouncing into the V-flat on that side. Again, I'm embracing the chaos of the light bouncing all over the place in this studio. This is a really cool, yeah, that's great. It's a really good character shot. Bring the chin out this way a touch. Perfect. Yeah, really simple. Cool. Put the hood up. Let's see how that feels. Now I'm gonna, I've just had the hair fixed and now I'm ruining it again. Perfect. Lovely. Even that has a really nice feeling to it. I feel like we end up in the shadow of that tree again, using just all of those points of light bouncing off from all over our studio really nicely. Let's have the V-flat walked out. We're going to try it on the other backdrop, but this is, again, it's like so reliable, this setup. Lovely. And there we go. Different backdrop. Also looks actually super nice. Take a tiny step this way. Yeah, perfect. Really great. Nice, I like that. Yeah, off camera was good. Off camera, Jenna. Perfect. Lovely. Maybe do up the jacket. Yeah, perfect. She gets the styling credit. No. Perfect. Yeah, that's also cool. Like doing it up, the motion of doing it up. In fact, we could do a little lifestyle thing here. If you turn to the side this way, and then you're just going to do the motion of doing up the jacket without catching your hair, and you sort of, yeah, we bring it back just a touch. Yeah, this is fake fur, by the way. I checked. Perfect. Up, yeah. Good. Do the zip motion. Yeah, good. And then look at me. Cute. Yeah, okay. And let's try something. Let's open it back up. Good. Maybe hands in the pockets, just up here. Yeah, still turned over to the side. Kind of nice. Yeah, bring the head back. Yeah. Oh, it came back down. Let me adjust it for you. Perfect. Oh, this is like, there we go. Really cool. This light is just flattering on anybody whatsoever. Absolutely beautiful. I don't think I need to belabor the point on this. It works just for anybody in any setting. It's super soft, it's super simple. One light, no modifier, some surfaces. If you have a small space, you're going to benefit from that. For this look with our model Jenna, I picked this image and I wanted to show you a couple of things. This is again the environment as a modifier, and I put her in front of a V-flat world V-flat. I'm going to just crop in and maybe adjust my crop to a 5:7, make it a little more squat. Just crop in right where I can be lazier with my retouching. I don't need to extend the black background. You can actually see, kind of funny, the hand marks on the V-flat. Those are very normal. They happen as you move V-flats around. So I want to show you what happens in the shadows here. Look how much information I have in the shadows. If we're using the environment as our modifier, it's going to fill in those shadows perfectly, and we've got complete control. If you were doing this as a fashion shoot, you might want, the client might want the definition and the shape of the jacket to show, but you've got this beautiful soft light, so I have the option of just bringing up the shadows in another layer, brushing them in there. Voila, I would need to add a little bit of contrast and maybe even bring the black back in, but look at just how subtle that is. So you can really have your subtlety by bringing back some of that shape. There's not much more I need to do here, but I want to show you the black and white, how beautiful this always looks in black and white for our environment as modifier setup. I really have almost zero other edit notes apart from maybe getting that little piece of hair and tidying it up a little bit. But I think the jacket looks rich. She looks like she has shape, directionality, but the light is also super soft. She's not got a shadow because she's wearing that fake fur hood. You know, normally you'd have, if you're just using a modifier directly rather than making this beautiful soft box of light, you would have a really harsh shadow. Here, it's filling in beautifully. You have a catch light in the eye. This picture pretty much has everything that you need. Another example of the environment as a modifier being so beautiful. Let me show you another example. I've got another model that I photographed as part of the class, so I'm going to also photograph her on the environment as modifier setup. I'm going to bring in our lovely model Christina, and I've actually shot this dress in a different color on another model, ironically also called Christina before. And when I saw this purple one, I was like, we have to shoot it. So this is the lovely Christina. Let's get you can sit for now. I'll just see where the light is at. I've got the same setup again. I've got my light wrapping around from behind. It's bouncing into this V-flat on camera, right? And I get the feeling again, we're going to have some light bouncing off the back of the studio, but it's also mostly going to come from her right side. And I'm also going to show you what happens when you get a flare with this setup. And then a flare is when, I'll show you actually, light bounces directly. Christina, put your one leg up on the thing. Give me a little bit of, oh, that's a nice shape. Yeah, good. And just turn your, this shoulder away from me. Yeah, but not your body. Just stick with your body. Yeah, perfect. Maybe put the left arm on the chair. Is that your left? This arm on the back of the chair that you're saying. Other arm, other arm. Yeah, perfect. And bring the other one into your lap. Right here. Right here. On the knee. Bring it out. Yes, there. Good. Give me some shape there. Perfect. And I'm doing my ambient light test, making sure that none of the light that I'm going to add, or none of the studio ambient light, is affecting the image so far. So now I'm going to turn on my trigger. I've got that light at the maximum power. I'm shooting at 200th of a second, 5.6 on my aperture, ISO 200. And you can see very clearly, actually, this area of glow on the right. I'll show you why that happens, is because if I zoom out, the camera has a direct line of sight to this very hard part of light on camera right. And if your front of your lens is dirty, this is going to get even worse. So what's happening is that very hard light, like the sun does, is hitting into the lens, bouncing around, and causing this kind of foggy part of the light over here. You know, sometimes it kind of works, and I'll embrace it. And you know, photographers have even been known to put like Vaseline or something to really catch that glowing effect. But to minimize it, it's a very simple solution. I just go a little closer and watch what happens if I photograph this. It's not as much light coming in, there's a little bit, but it will really start to minimize this effect because the front of the lens doesn't see as much of that light coming in. So this actually gets really pretty. Christina, bring your right shoulder to me a little bit. Other way, other way. Yeah, beautiful. Actually, that's a nice little portrait right there. Good. Give me, like, we're gonna do like a serious face. Yeah, and then bring it more friendly. Yeah, good. And just look off camera for me. And then just look down at me, like, bring your chin up. Oh yeah, there it is. Good. Give me the slightest bend in that elbow in the back. Maybe put the hand on your hip here. Yeah, maybe up there. Yeah, perfect. Beautiful. Bring that right shoulder towards me. Yes, there. Lovely. So you can see, actually, it's still a little bit underexposed, but I'm already at the maximum power. And I can just bring it up a little bit in my Capture app. There we go. That's really nice and soft, but I've still got a highlight on this side of her face. Right now, that's giving me nice direction, but I'm gonna go where my model is, and you don't have to move any at all. And I'm gonna take a test frame, and I can see that that V-flat is bouncing a lot of light back onto her from that side. If I want it to be super, super, super soft, I'm gonna get rid of this V-flat. Let's just turn it around. If it's on the black side, it's as if it doesn't exist at all. It's not gonna bounce any light back. So now I'm just relying on this light getting broad and wide and bouncing around some of these bounce surfaces, and it's also bouncing off the back wall of the studio. And again, this is not a perfect back wall, and it's all coming from up above there, but you can see a lot of the light is bouncing back at her. So when I take the picture of her now, it should be much, much softer, albeit a little bit less exposed. I'm going to lose some of that power. Okay, so this hand, your other one, can be more beautiful. So let's bring it up into the other one. Other one. Yep. Yeah, perfect. Not into, no, I don't want you to hold your stomach, but like maybe just find it on the, yeah, maybe bring your, what's this finger called? Thumb. There we go. Like this, so that it's like that. That's nice. Actually, that's nice. That gives attitude. Good. Found something. It makes a kind of a nice line. So way less exposed. So I'm going to risk breaking my own rules and open up a little bit to f4.0. I'm going to take the trigger off and do a light test to make sure ambient light isn't going to ruin my picture, and that's acceptable to me. Perfect. There we go. And look how soft that becomes. Looks beautiful, Christina. I'm going to compare these two images so you can see where we were at before. There was so much more light coming from the side, and as soon as I took this away, I lost the bounce away from this side of camera. As soon as I turned this around so that there is no bounce here, I lose a lot of light because there was a lot of light bouncing from here, but the direction changes and we're just using those billions of soft points that wrap around in the studio and light her beautifully. So I'll shoot this maybe in a standing pose, but we've got something really interesting here already. And I just want to point out how absolutely soft this light is. It really does look like beautifully soft light from under a tree on a sunny day when you're just using your bounce surfaces for light. And I also want to show you that highlights are really interesting in her eyes. Those catch lights, because they're coming from the varied environment, really, really bring in a lot of interest there. I'm going to shoot handheld for this. Why not? Christina, I love what we've got going on. Let's try a few different facial expressions. Bring your shoulder around to me. This one, yeah. And get into the core nice and strong in there. Perfect. Beautiful. Chin up a bit. Lovely. Maybe give me like a touch the necklace without crunching this detail here. So let me see if I can fix that for you. You'll have to bring, I'll do this. And then when you bring your elbow up, there we go. Perfect. Yeah. Little soft moment. Beautiful. Look off to the side for me. Good. Bring the top of your head this way. The top of your head. Oh, that's also nice, yeah. Perfect. Good. Come, bring that shoulder around to me. Yeah. Beautiful. Lean forward towards me. Yeah. Lovely. Good. And the top of your head, as if a string is pulling from the top. Straighten it up, straighten it up, straighten it up. This way. Yeah. Chin down a bit. Chin down, chin down. Good. Relax your mouth just a touch. Beautiful. Relax the lips just a touch. There we go. Beautiful. Good. Bring that shoulder around to me again. Yeah. There it is. That looks lovely and soft. Good. Let's do a couple of standing poses, but I just wanted to show the variety that we can bring into this wraparound setup. So I'll shoot a little bit, and then I've shown you what I wanted to show you here. The fact is, no matter who your model is, this soft light works on everyone. Works on normal people, models. Models are normal people too, but you know what I mean. Okay, perfect. I'll have you stand right there. Good. Let me give you, what we'll do is I'll give you different heights to work with, okay? So you can put your foot here, you can put it here, find little moments. Let's just see. I'll shoot for a couple minutes and then we'll wrap this up and we'll just see where we end up. Again, I know that I have my flare and I kind of like it. Yes, Christina. Bring that, maybe pull that dress up above the knee for me, please. Yeah, I like on this side, yeah. I like the flare, I can use it, so I can just come in closer, zoom out a little bit. I'm still at 4.0 on my aperture, ISO 200, shutter speed 1/200th of a second, a little further. Yes, that's great, good. And then I want you to give your toe a little point. Yes, there we go. Lovely, turn your shoulder towards me here. Beautiful, chin up a bit, chin up a bit. That's great. Chin up. Come, bring your shoulder really around. Yes. Own it. Exactly. Beautiful. That's really nice, Christina. Killing it. Look here for me. Nice. Give me a straight on now. Yeah. Oh, I actually like when you had it just like that. Straight on. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And then you have to pull the dress up. The other version of this dress has like a cutout, so it's easier, but this, we're making it work. You're making it work, Christina. Perfect. Good. I love that. Little big lifestyle laugh here. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Perfect. Lovely. And I'm using that flare, and if I want to get rid of it, I'm just going to cheat a little bit. I'm still at like 40 millimeter focal length, so it's not going to be too distorted. Perfect. Big lifestyle laugh. Ha ha ha. Beautiful. Bring that shoulder to me. The other one, other one. Yeah. Beautiful. That's great. Nice. That's lovely, Christina. Thank you so much. So I love this setup. Wrapping the light around in our space is always so effective, so soft. You can't go wrong. So another example of our beautiful environment as modifier setup, not using it as sidey. So it's really up to experimenting in your space, as I've said over and over again, figuring it out in your own space. In this image with our model Christina, I'm using the flare again to create a little bit of a dreamy feeling here. I'm going to warm it up a little bit. Perfect. And crop in. See how that feels. And I think we're going to think about the color and preserving the skin tone. I wonder if the color editor will completely preserve without, adjust the dress without adjusting the skin. Let's see. And to do that, I'm going to play around. Let me just reset that. Good. I think it's in the magentas, yes. And I'm just going to watch out for what happens on the lips. That's fine. Good. And I think we could take this dress from purple to a little bit more of a red tone. I think that's really beautiful. Again, saturation. The lips are going to change slightly, but the makeup artist did do the lips with the dress in mind. So if they shift, if it looks okay, and it doesn't ruin the model's skin tone, you know, it looks as if the makeup artist had put it on for the dress that you've now changed the color of into that more red world. I think this starts to really pop out, but you can see how we use color to negate the effect of that flare where it looks a little bit soft, but we're bringing that color back in so it really pops off the screen. This dress is meant to be a color moment, and we lose a little bit of that saturation with the flare. So again, I'm going to bring in, look at that, how that responds beautifully. I'm going to bring in, crunch those blacks back down, because what the flare does is it brings all your shadows up. You don't have full, proper shadows. I can bring the exposure up a little bit. Again, I'm going to use my keyboard shortcut that I've set in Capture One, my up bracket to do that. And I think that already is an image in a good place, and it just kind of shows where we go from before to just making it jump off the screen. Again, I'm being subtle with this. This setup works in all sorts of different ways. You can use the flare to your advantage. You can stick a black V-flat into that corner, have your model stand in the corner, use the flare to your advantage. If you have a lot of flaring, by the way, and you can't get it under control, I would suggest cleaning both the back of your lens and the front of your lens. When you take the lens off carefully, making sure that that's clean and that the front of your lens is clean. If you have dirt on the front of the lens, you're going to get even more flaring. This is an image that when I get to the retoucher, I think I'll work locally in her face to bring that up a little bit more to really make it jump off the page or off the screen. Beautiful, really simple, effective setup.